because I've tweaked, based on playing it a bit more, I've tweaked the race a bit more. So we are anglers. We are a distinguished admiralty. We are called the Iron Song Among Stars. I figured we'd go for kind of like, almost like, if we're like a sort of fishy, dolphiny type people, I like to think we'd have really ridiculously poetic names for everything. I was just watching a random stream and his cat was fully shouting, screaming orders down the mic. Yeah, no, this one's, as I say, he's doing this deliberately because he knows he's slightly in trouble for chasing the other kitty out when she came in for food earlier. And he also doesn't want to go back to his house next door because they've put up their Christmas tree and decorations, which means they've rearranged their living room. And little kitty absolutely loathes change. So they actually warned us and said, be aware, you're probably going to have Max around your house a bit more because we've redone we put the Christmas tree up, so he'll probably come round. This is his way of punishing us. He's also absolutely fascinated by the cup of Turkish coffee I'm drinking because he's a proper little wannabe substance abuser. But I'm figuring that feeding a cat caffeine is probably not a good idea. Anyway, so yeah, so we are aquatic. That means we get a boost on ocean habitability, which gives us downsides, in other words. So terraforming is going to be quite important for us. Non-adaptive, which, I mean, I've kind of selected that because ultimately, if you think about it, aquatic and non-adaptive that kind of counteract each other. So it gave us an extra point to stick into other things, which means we can be energy get credits from jobs plus 15%, which is really useful because we are essentially almost like I'm seeing us as the military arm of this kind of race. Intelligent, so we've got boosts on all of our science stuff, and we're also slow breeders. I don't mind slow breeders as a trait because it's actually one you can really deal with very, very quickly. You can get rid of it pretty quickly. So we are authoritarian. We are fanatic militarist, we are genderless, and our species is called the Lycian. But we are kind of, think of us as almost their sort of Praetorian Guard. That's what we are. And we're born in an ocean paradise. So we'll go with the galaxy side of medium, 15 AI empires, 2 advanced AI starts, fallen empires, 3. I think we're going on Commodore because we want a reasonably fun game. So let's give it a go. So there is Whispers of Home, or Whisper of Home, our planet. Could be an interesting galaxy position. So at least we've got the benefit of these places aren't. We know we haven't got arms coming off here, so we're going to want to push out in these directions first to try and find our neighbours. So let's do that. Now I probably can reach the shift key, which is useful. I'm going to need that, I suspect, at various points. And we'll take probably Corvette hull boost first, because that has an instant impact in the way that armour doesn't. Shipyard, first thing we want to fly out is a science ship. So we're going to continue my normal strategy of we throw out 4 science ships and we push out. Now the thing to remember is ocean world. We are an ocean paradise, which means our 2 theoretical nearest planets start as frozen. But we do get a size 30 planet out of it. And we get a ton of food districts, which is really, really useful to us because we have anglers. And anglers are frickin' amazing because they create consumer goods as well as food. So it's going to be quite an interesting run, I think. So we'll probably push energy and food on our home planet. It's going to slightly depend on what we can find out in the galaxy. But I do think we want to, in as much as possible, rush terraforming. Let me know if the music volume balance is off, by the way, or if you want more music. So we'll explore that. we've got fleet we don't need to do anything with. We will need some scientists. We'll want him because of anomaly discovery chance. So that's quite handy. We won't be able to afford him quite yet. Now, the nature of this start type means that our 2 guaranteed starting worlds actually don't appear on the map because they start as frozen. So we might be playing very tall early on unless we get super lucky and happen to discover an ocean world that isn't one of our starting worlds. Right, that dead ends out. So my instinct is the first race we'll potentially bump into will be down here. So I'm going to carry on pinging my ships out exploring this. Because if we're really super lucky... Oh, right, cool. Okay, we've got a nice little cluster there. So this is potentially problematic. But I'm going to take an absolute guess that there's someone on this arm. And if so, we're going to want to go bosh, bosh, bosh as quickly as we can. Because if we can box them in, that's a potential subject race for us. And we're going to want another science ship, sharpish. I'd be very surprised if we have this little cluster here to ourselves.
We grow ever stronger.
Go that way round, because I think that is probably going to link up into things. Give me another leader. You will do. Yeah, this is a bit of an odd-shaped cluster thing we've got going on. Which is bad news, as I like nice clean borders, but we'll see what we can do. Right, I think we definitely survey first there, because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We can block that off if we need to quickly. Right, that's an alpine world. It's a decent alpine world. Right, what we've got going on, enigmatic spacefarers. Right, I think we need to push in that direction then. Desert world, so it's no good to us. But that suggests to me that we've got someone over there. So actually, pull yourself back and go up there. Well, I tend to crowd the galaxy as well, because I quite enjoy a crowded galaxy. We're going to greet them with open arms, because that bonus early resource gen is really handy. Or the influence generation. It can be the difference between us getting, say, to here and blocking that off, or not getting there. Yeah, look, we've got neighbours. Right, we need to lock in some borders pretty quickly. We're not going to get that border there. Get down to there and survey that. So you carry on pushing out. Our priority is locking in... Right, they're surveying that one, so they're going to lock that in. So we want to lock that one in. This is why it's always worth just pushing out a little bit straight away. He is a very good leader, but he's science boost, so let's pause, stick him on technology. I mean, that's actually, we've got 10% boosts on all, that's actually quite nice. Like, I wouldn't normally take off a rocket guy when they can actually be doing rocket things, but... That's going to be his 2 habitable worlds, so he'll be desert type. So we want to lock that in. So you're going to want to go there, because the moment we can build that there, we will. 2 orders, that's good. So that's not actually quite a... Yeah, completely agree, Alan. And I think they are. If you look at the fact that there's 2 desert worlds there, good news is they're relatively small desert worlds. But I think if we can lock in all 3 of them, even if they then take that, we can kind of loop round up here. The absolute ideal is looking at this. If we block them off, their only way out is there. So if we could potentially jump them. Right, I think this means we are going expansion early. Because we want that discount on Starbase influence and the other bits pretty quickly. Right, who are you and where are you? You're down here. Tropical world. You're surveyed, so get down there and survey that one. Well, that's quite a small system actually, so survey that one. We will build that straight away. Meanwhile, on here, we will probably want to just crank it out now and get another alloys out. Right, who we got? Okay, so we've probably got a bit of time before they get near us. So if we're smart, we should be able to lock all of this in as well. So get back up here and start surveying up there. You're going to have time to build that, so get that built. So our priority is this arm here. To the point where if we can jump, we will jump. Because if we can get that system, we've blocked them in. They can never take more than that amount of territory. So you need to get me there, just on the off chance we can beat them to it, but I very much doubt it. I like the slight Cornishness to our fishy announcer. Right, you need to get down here. Because if we lock them in here, they have limited growth in a way that we won't. Yeah, so they've already got that one. So you need to get down there. You need to get up there. Because what's bad about this is we're not going to end up with a single blocking point of contact with them. Right, plus 17, so the moment the other ship is finished down here, we are sending them down to help with that.
Space charts updated.
You get down there and help with that. How long are we on? Right, 7 months. It is actually worth us waiting that 7 months. Because this might actually legit come down to just like very small amount of difference in influence. So if I'd known a kitty was going to take nest on my lap. Yes, completely new game. FXRH. And I'm quite glad we did actually, because we just got the Cybrex. The main reason I did was because based on playing last time, I've tweaked our race slightly. Right, that's not going to be useful. They are hostile. So yeah, so we really do need to lock these guys in. Right, leave that be for now. So this game we will fully play out. The good news is it turns out we've got a gateway over there as well. Like, if we can get that system, we will get that system, but I'm more concerned with getting that system and getting that one, because that will block them in. Because if you look, there are no connections out of any of this. So we're going to take the starbase influence cost reduction, which means you slam down a starbase there. Oh, Kitty has departed my lap. Let me just check where Kitty has gone, because if Kitty wants to go out, I'll let Kitty out. Nope, Kitty is sitting at the top of the stairs at the moment. That does mean at least I can go downstairs and get a beer in a minute. Actually, I'm going to go down and get a beer. Back in a second, chat. Take the opportunity while I can. Right, we have a grapefruit peel breaker session IPA. Looks something like that, without the blurring. Quite sure when actually it's probably chroma cam, won't it? Show background chroma cam, stop blurring me. You convinced you to start a new game of Stellaris again this weekend. I absolutely love Stellaris. Is a great kind of Stellaris is the Paradox games. It's one of my kind of sit back and just enjoy playing it whilst watching some streams and doing other things. Right, so let's get serious about this. So we want to try and block these guys in as much as possible. They almost certainly are going to close their borders to us the moment they can. So we actually probably want to get another construction ship out. Let's open this beer. Oh, that's tasty. That is tasty. That's just a nice session, crisp session beer. Right, you get over there and build that. So theoretically we would have enough to grab that as an outpost, but we don't want that as an outpost, we want that one, which means we are going to have to system jump. Stellaris is the most obvious accessible of the Paradox games, I think. The only ones when I didn't need any help. I'm not convinced on that. I think CK3 is better, but I'd say that's mostly in terms of it's easier to play CK3 off the bat. So I'd say that the advantage CK3 has is right, you're going to go out over there. is purely in the sense, I think, with CK3, that it's got better tutorials and better sort of starting elements to it. Right, you need another angler. Give us another angler going on there. And then when you're done with that, give us another one of them.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Right, they are surveying that system, which makes me think they have pinned that system down already.
We grow ever stronger.
So you go there. And you go there. Because that's a survey ship. Okay, that could be worse. Hegemonic imperialists could be worse. They might actually like us. EU4 is brutal. The learning curve on EU4 is brutal. It's still remains my favourite of them, of the game, of the Paradox games. But it has a merciless learning curve to it. But then I've said for a while that they just need to stop deving EU4 and just focus on content packs. Because we're beyond the point where anything they do just adds bugs, not features. Yeah, look, they've already got that one. Right, you... Right, we can bizarrely guarantee independence, which means they're still quite weak. They would form a non-aggression pact relatively quickly, which I think we want to do. Now what we can actually do with that is we can do them a trade deal, because it's minus 17. So if we can persuade them to give us 4 favours in return for, let's say, a bunch of consumer goods, because we're quite well off for them. Right, give me them, because then we can go straight to a non-aggression pact. Because our worst nightmare at the moment is them blocking our path through, which if we've got a non-ag pact with them, they shouldn't close their borders to us.
Space charts updated. They wish to speak with us.
Score. Right, we've got a non-aggression pact with them. This is good. They have already got that one, which is a bad sign. We might deprioritise doing that to deliberately block them in here. Hey Jemmy1173, welcome to the stream. So this guy can carry on surveying down here. You need to go survey that. And you need to go survey that. Because I think blocking them off so that this is literally their only expansion path is far more critical to us than grabbing that single system. As long as we can get that system. But that non-ag pact is going to really help us out. Give us another energy place. Right, you build there even though it's a system jump. Now theoretically they're surveying that place. So you'd expect that to be their next attempted push. So what we kind of just need to watch for as well is for a construction ship to jump into there. At that point we're going to need to make a decision. So I'm actually going to hold off building both of these stations for as long as possible. Because as long as they're surveying that place, hopefully they haven't started surveying that one yet. Score. That's brilliant news. We beat them as well, which means, technically speaking, I'm reasonably confident we can get both of these systems now. So they're a megacorp. I don't, why would you close your borders to me? Like, give us a trade deal or something. Why don't you like us? Let's send a guy to improve relations. But we do need to start pushing down this way, because they will start pushing up.
Grow ever stronger. What have we here?
But this is very much why we went expansion first, the moment I realised we were so close to someone else.
Our lookouts have detected.
Watch for someone jumping into that system. Because remember that was technically one of their starting planets as well, so we have locked them out of that starting planet, which is quite handy. Right, their science ships jumped out, which means I expect... Right, 67. Well, 67 times 2, chap. 135? Is that right? My maths is terrible. 134. So we do technically have enough to build in both those locations, right? Bosh. Bosh. Right, you need to survey out this way, because they should avoid jumping until they've explored all of these things, and they will never jump more than 2, so as long as we nab that one and that one, we're fine. So you, who's there, might as well go there and just see if there is anything useful there. But as things stand, probably going to want to... Don't need to go Empire Sprawl yet. I think we go New Colonies and then take the pop growth. Because taking that is going to instantly counteract our thing. That's a good point, actually. We might want to consider doing that. What are they... Because technically they're aquatic. They're also Lycian. They're just a... We can... So if we're role-playing this out, they are the Lycian Interstellar Imperium. We are also Lycian. We just happen to be a different branch of Lycians. So we're almost like the Prussian kind of... That's quite cool. So how are we role-playing this then, chat? We're both Lycians. Is this like Klingons, where they're the ones with the big face, big scary faces, and we're the ones without? Remembering that we're essentially configured to be really good fleets. So they're solitary, conservationist. They've got a pop growth boost and desert preference. These guys have got arid, natural engineers and talented. I'm tempted to say that we set the rights on those to be residents. I mean, we might even in the grand scheme of things want them to be leaders. I think the thing we don't want to do is we don't want them on the homeworld. But we could... That's quite a nice planet. I mean, we could turn that into a bit of a forge world. I don't think we need to import them yet. Size 23 continental down there, so we definitely want to nab that system. What I really kind of need to do is think about our path to... So we're actually losing minerals now, so we should actually build a mineral place. Let's buy some minerals. Yeah, the migration logic in this game is not great. So it's not uncommon for you to see a bunch of people go to a world that is just really not good for them. And then they get really unhappy and you're like, why is my planet unhappy? And then you realise a whole bunch of fucking people are living on it that shouldn't be living on it. But what we can do is we can set migration controls to migration controls enabled. So they can't move freely, only we can move them between things. If we flip them to colonization allowed, so I think residence means they're allowed to do leaders. No, they can't do leader jobs, can they? Can they do top-end jobs? I think they can.
We grow ever stronger.
So give me a couple of research stations. You're building actually build 2 mining districts on there because we're going to need them in the short term. You might as well just get those mining stations down there as well. Yeah, so they're going to go there next.
A system has been charted.
That's probably more critical for us to lock in than anything else. I'm relatively happy to let them build into that gap now. Unless there's some planets out here we want, so I think we just want to do a quick explore. Like, if there's an ocean world round here, we need to grab it. But otherwise, we need to start pushing down here to kind of block these guys in and ideally gain a choke point. Like, I'd like to get to there if we can, but it's a big ask. It depends on which way they decide to expand out. Because we do need to lock both these systems in to stop them jumping us. There you go, they've just locked their borders out to us.
Space charts updated.
Now the nice thing about that non-aggression pact means that they're going to have to warn us if they break their alliance with us. What it probably does mean is there's no harm in us starting to build out our fleet. So under auto-generate designs, that's probably a decent-ish design. Let's go with a bit more armor. The Divine's Guardian is a great name for a class, so yes, you can carry on having that. You get upgraded.
The fleet has been refitted.
And then in fleet terms, let's immediately dump you up to a size 20. And let's just reinforce you.
A system has been charted.
Right, not fussed about getting that system. Get over there and have a look. Actually, do we really want 2 science... Yeah, we do want 2 science chips on this side of the galaxy, so that's fine. Right, I am going to improve relations on you.
Grow ever stronger.
Because the longer they don't war us, the better. So that lot's going to go there or there.
Research complete.
We probably want to get maybe off-world trading. I can't remember if there's a specific lot of stuff we need to go down to unlock. to unlock terraforming quickly. So I think there are some prereq texts, but I can't remember what they are. Because there's a fair bit of trade there, so we could dump down a decent... If we dump down a starbase there, we could actually draw from both of those. Right, nothing around there screams we must grab that. So I think we're better off pushing down here and grabbing and locking in our territory down here. We'll let them eat all of that bit up there. It buys us time. Doesn't look like there's actually any planets up there either. So he's going to build a starbase there as soon as he can. Now what we can do at any given time... Actually, I tell you what, you might as well go back while we're here. Because we could do with locking in those 11 minerals as well. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is a lot.
Space charts updated.
Because technically we could colonize that world. We wouldn't be great on it, but we could colonize it. Right, before you do anything else, just have a bit of a wander round. Let's see where we bump into people around here. Yeah, so they're going there, which means they should start to fill out these stuff. Rather than focus on jumping. But chat, keep an eye, because I might not spot it. Let me know if you see a survey ship, or one of their survey ships jump between these two places. Alright, primitive civ, we want to get a thing down there quickly anyway, so we can start getting the science off of it. They're in the steam age. Oh, that's a size 25 ocean world though. Well, I can close my borders to jump them back out, but the main risk with doing that is it is going to piss them off. And the longer I can avoid pissing them off, the better. Let's just make doubly sure there's not an alien race lurking down there, but I suspect there'll be one down here. Because the longer I can avoid pissing them off, the more likely I am I'm going to have a fleet that can just murder them. You build that though, because then at least we can get some mineral production back underway. And I think we're going to get you to give me another angler, because I'm liking our generation on that. How long does the penalty for murdering a primitive race linger? Can anyone remember? Because like everyone in the galaxy hates you for a while if you kill a bunch of primitives, but does that ever actually expire? I think we're going to upgrade you. Well, you know, I'm British. We have our own legacy of doing nasty things to a... You need anyone there? Survey that fucking place then.
We grow
It's just that's a size 25 ocean world. Relic world. We'll be able to colonize that. So that's just jumped up the colonize list. Savannah, so I'm thinking there's probably someone on this arm somewhere. There's a lot of stuff we do want to lock in here.
research complete.
But if there's no one round here, we can kind of afford to wait on it. Hangar bays would be great. Actually, would hangar bays be as useful to us right now? Probably not. I'll take coil guns. Because we haven't got a natural choke point here. So we're probably not going to go with building up star bases early. We're going to go with building fleets up. But I really want to lock in that point before we do anything else, if at all possible. Hey Olaf, yeah, we started a fresh one just because it felt like a nice thing to do, because I tweaked the race slightly based on that last playthrough. And actually I think we've ended up with a more interesting starting position from a streaming perspective anyway, because we've got these guys over here, we've got these guys over here. I like that planets in unsurveyed places now stay on the map, which is a big improvement over what it used to be. Right, we do need to start thinking about building Halo theatres on there. Because we don't have to rush the Relic World. The other thing with the Relic World is it is another place we can theoretically build, because we'll have full habitability on that, I'd have thought. And we should do anyway. Because Relic Worlds don't normally get you any negative penalties.
We grow ever stronger.
Right, you are gonna get a trade hub. Get us that sweet, sweet trade. You're gonna give us population growth because that counteracts our earlier penalty. Hostile fleet. What type of hostile fleet? Right, that's drones. Right, cool. That's just drones, so that's not a problem. But researching that is going to give us a bunch of influence, so we'll get on that. Now, these guys, they're suspicious of us, but they don't hate us. I think with time, we'll get on with them. We'll be fine. Right, that means nothing is coming down that arm for a bit. So we just need to worry about what's going on over here. See, look, do you see that they're jumping in? Ooh, okay. The Guessibor Vistage, a stagnant ascendancy, military isolationists. Pitiful creatures. Know that we roamed the stars for eons before your hapless species mastered spaceflight. If any of your wretched little ships cross into our space, do not expect them to return. Right, where are you lads then? Oh, okay, that's handy. Okay, they're down there, so there won't be anyone down there. Okay, we can wait on all of that stuff. So what we want to see is where this dude goes. Because do you see that they're already thinking about trying to jump us? So where are you going, little shippy? Going that way. Righto. We're also, so that's building a trade hub.
We grow ever stronger.
Right, so you might as well come back and survey our path to the planet. Improved deflectors is good. We will take capacity energy grid. Let's get our ships upgraded. Give us 2 deflectors. Oh, we're going to need 1 because of the power consumption, so that's fine. Right, upgrade those bad boys.
The fleet has been refitted.
So locking in that, and they're surveying up that way, and we know they're surveying up that way because there's an archaeology site there. They're going for both of these, so I think we are going to need to lock both of these in. So let's just do that now.
Space charts updated.
Yeah, there goes the non-ag pact.
A system has been charted.
Right, in which case we need to start prepping for war, because these guys are definitely going to go to war on us. Right, you can get upgraded. I want a nice, healthy frickin' fleet. What I'd really like to do is bump into some frickin' marauders, because then we could hire a decent admiral straight off the bat. You are getting a gun battery. I mean, the nice thing about that does mean that we can probably worry slightly less about building out these planets now. And we will pivot to going down this way, because we'll just close borders with them. As long as we don't spot them, miss them sliding a survey ship past us, or a constructor past us, we're fine.
That's 11
Defondo!
months of enabling your book addiction.
We are being contacted by aliens.
Thank you very much for the renewed subscription. It's absolutely appreciated. Right, so we're churning out alloys. Fleet is 500. I want that up to... We want all 30 ships in that, which means we need some anchorages down sharpish. I think we probably go here and we upgrade that. We're losing a ton of food, so we do need to buy a lot of food in, but we can actually afford to... do we want to flog some consumer goods? Give me more alloys. That's upgrading already, great. So we did actually pick that one already, that's perfect. We're also going to hire you an admiral because it will make you a little bit stronger. Probably ship weapon range would actually really help us. Right, you might as well get down to there, because that's where you're going to be needed.
We grow ever stronger. Anomalous space continuum ahead.
Right, give me some more. You're upgrading, and Alistair's. You've got an anchorage already. Oh no, you went guns, didn't we? We didn't do anchorage on you. Probably go disruption field generator, but let's hold off because ships are more useful to us. We're still angling aquatics. I just redid the race slightly. So we are Iron Songs Among Stars. We are Lycians, and we are still Grand Admirals and all of that, but I just tweaked some of the traits a bit. Just to lean a bit more into the style we were playing. Well, you might as well dump down some mining stations while you're there. I mean, the good news is we have essentially limited them to 2 planets. But that does mean they're going to war on us sooner rather than later. But if we can get a 1k or 2k fleet, we're laughing. We'll just smash through anything early game. We're losing food. We can correct that relatively easy. Give me another angler. But actually, how are we looking on population? Yeah, so it's actually just we need more pops. Because then I'll just take the jobs. Now we're just essentially in a bit of a... Ooh, Zero. Nice.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly. We grow ever stronger.
We grow ever stronger. So yeah, we're just in a bit of a balancing act now between fleet growth
Space-time continuum ahead.
and expansion. So I'm down here, down here, down here. But the limiting factor on that is influence anyway. So any alloys we're not spending on... Let's sell a ton of them. Give me 250 more. Give me some more ships. Zeta aliens. It could be another race.
We grow ever stronger.
Potentially. Could be. You still haven't bumped into anyone. You need to go there just in case we do need to build there. You might as well build a mining station. We might as well do that because we know we've got a whole bunch of planets. No, we're going to take the influence. The early influence is actually more important to us. Because we really do want to get down to there if we can. I don't think there's any guarantee we will make it, but there's no harm in trying. Right, tell me what that relic world is like. You give me an anchorage. Encountering tonight. Space amoebas. But that's alright, because actually, again, it'll generate its influence if we research it. And improving relations with those guys isn't exactly going to help us anymore. Yeah, the primitive... I think uplifting that species may turn out to be really handy for us. Because it would give us their planet. So uplifting that species before they blow themselves up would be quite useful. In the grand scheme of things. Right, movement in my living room. So I'm just going to go check, because that means little Kitty's down there and she needs some food. So I'm just going to leave you for a second. No, false alarm. But I am watching. Basically, I've got a little camera installed downstairs. So I kind of watch the little monitor thing. Just to see if it triggers. So I basically have my phone next to me and it's got like a little thing that just goes, oh yeah, bit of movement. Right. Can we cohabit the primitives' planets? Not to my knowledge. Not unless you get a special event for it. You can either uplift them or conquer it from them. And I think if we conquer it from them, we're gonna not. They're gonna. The rest of the galaxy gets really annoyed if you start picking on primitives. And if that expired, that's fine. But I don't think it expires as a negative modifier.
We grow ever stronger.
Right, get over there. Yeah, we can go proper XCOM on them, and we do have the sort of traits that would allow that. Right, we probably want Empire Sprawl reduced first, because we are getting close to our Empire Sprawl cap. Because we're having to do this expansion. Yeah, see that they're coming this way. So the sooner we can get down there, the better. I don't think it's impossible that we beat them to that.
Ever stronger.
This is just the one we got to watch because they are going to start coming for us soon. Because we are on the verge of cutting them off. So we will build another anchorage there.
Ever stronger.
You might as well build those there. That's quite cool. You once recruited a general from a modern age primitive planet because he was their StarCraft master. Interesting. Because they've fully colonized that out now. So they're going to be feeling very trapped very quickly. If we colonize that, they'd feel insta-trapped. It's the only place they can still actually build to. I think we probably want the fascinating creatures modifier. So we've got enough to go one system, two systems. We might get that, you know. Essentially, if we can lock in that and we end up with that as a slave race, I'm very, very happy with our start. At the same time, yeah, there we go, rivalry declaration. Okay, that's bad news for us. If these two decide to team up, we're kind of fucked. So I'm not actually going to rival them. But that is genuinely another race, so that is interesting. Can we really not get these guys to like us again? Also, how they got overwhelming fleet size? They really shouldn't, unless they got an accelerated start, in which case we're fucked. thing that legit might do us here is a two-front war. Mind you, they shouldn't attack us early on. If we can get up to a 40k fleet, a 40 ship fleet, we're fine. That's true, I'm not spying on them, so I might not have updated intel. Just slightly more reassuring.
Space charts updated.
But I think as soon as he's finished on there, we are getting him started on this one.
We grow ever stronger.
Because we're definitely in serious junk. Yeah, look, there's their rivalry. Right, we might as well rival them back for the influence boost. I'm not going to rival these guys. With any luck, they will switch off of rivaling us at some point. But this could get messy. Not convinced our intel should be falling on that, but... any scope to stick down a bit of defense, big double defense match with Southern? Yes. It's why we're racing for that point. Because if we can grab that system there, that is a choke point. And then we'll just slam down the world's biggest station and block them off. Honor-bound warriors. Our warriors salute you, Carbonari. You're the Carbonari. Right. You, my friends, might be quite useful to us. Because you might be our best hope for a defensive pact. Right, he's lurking over there, so watch him come down here.
We grow ever stronger.
Actually, we should be closing our borders to these guys, shouldn't we? Because they've rivaled us anyway. Does rivaling automatically close borders, or do we have to manually close borders still? I assume rivaling automatically closes borders now, because that always used to be a really ridiculous oversight before. Because that essentially means we don't have to worry about that bit down there anymore. We can just quickly push for this. No, because look, he's in our systems. Oh, it's because we've got a truce with them. Because our truce doesn't expire until 2220. We've still got 6 years on the truce. Yeah, good luck with that, lads. Are the stations worth it for defence? I find they're okay for tipping the balance, but don't tend to win battles. They will never win a battle against a fleet of equal size, but they will win a battle against a fleet of smaller size. Right, I think we want to get on that relic world as quickly as possible. Yeah, you ain't building there, son. I've already started. Right, well the good news is we know we've got 6 years left on that truce.
We grow ever stronger.
But that was why I wanted to get a truce with them, because I knew at some point we were going to have an issue. Yeah, look, they're jumping the claims in now.
We grow ever stronger.
Because they've got nothing else they can spend their influence on now. So essentially our priorities are slamming down a big frickin' station there and getting our fleet up to size 40. And making these guys like us. Because they're honor-bound warriors, so they should actually go for it. So mostly for deterrence. Yeah, there's a certain amount of deterrence to it. But if the thing is, if you stick hangar bays on them, and you're generally up on your tech, you're fine. Right, we will get that point, so that's fine. I'd quite like... How long are you doing? You've got 6 to go. You've got no orders. Get over there, because there is a non-zero chance we could grab that if they don't expand in the right direction quickly enough. You keep moving down here, because that is another potential galactic choke point. Essentially right now we have 3 very nice choke points built in automatically, which, I mean, that's a savannah world. We terraformed that as a 22 into an ocean world, we'd be laughing. Right. We have taken all of those. I think we probably do want tech ascendancy. It's very rare you don't want tech ascendancy first. So the research bleed plus potential for rare technologies. Ancient Evils! Thank you very much for the follow. Naval maintenance is quite a major drain in your economy, so you don't really want to build a fleet against you getting something out of it. Stations are cheaper. Yeah, what I try and do is end up with big beefy stations reinforced with a fleet that can get around quickly. So let's recap. So that's dropping there. We are going to have enough influence to get to there at least. Have you not rivaled those other dudes yet? You've closed the borders to them. I mean, thing is, there's not actually any harm in us rivaling them now.
Research complete.
Not for now, anyway. More food from anglers would be useful. Right, so he's locking that in. Like, if I can get a size 40 fleet, and I can get up to 30 already. We're only allowed 1 more starbase though, so actually for now we're not going to get that. We're going to get up to 28. Because we are going to have to beef the hell out of that starbase.
Research complete. We grow
Coil guns is good. Get some afterburners. Which means we might as well upgrade you guys before we do anything else. Right, let's start getting some anomaly research going on. You are definitely going down there.
We grow ever stronger.
Right, space piracy's fine because they'll be smaller than us and we can just go murk them. Right, we want that system if we can get it. There's not a lot of planets in that system, so there is a good chance we can get that. So you get over there. Because remembering our 2 jump rule, that also means they won't jump past us. Which I shouldn't do for now anyway, but it is useful. That gives us a bit of XP. He's only got one order left. I think we'll get that.
A system has been charted.
Right, do some internal anomalies.
A system has been charted.
I think playstyle always influences tech choices. But I do very much find you want a decent sized, at least one decent sized fleet in being. But you do very much also want border posts. Particularly if you take the various unlocks later on that boost station damage and everything else.
There is new information in the situation log.
Right, that is actually quite useful to us in the short term, because that's going to give us a bunch of ships. Which right now is useful. Because that means we're not spending influence on building the frickin' things.
A system has been charted.
So we'll start with any anomalies that are within our own system areas.
Ever stronger.
Right, actually go build... Yeah, you might as well build those. No, go research that project first. Because we need some ships in our fleet. That station needs upgrading as soon as it is able to, so let's get that going. Do you guys like us more yet? Ooh, form defensive pact. Yes, please. Give us a research agreement. That should flip you into liking us enough that we can get a commercial pact. Come on. Why wouldn't you want a commercial pact after that? Fine, be like that. Right, we only need 2 favours off of them for this, so 1, 2. How would you like some consumer goods? Everyone loves consumer goods. I have to give you 300 consumer goods. That's actually a fair bit of consumer goods. What about just energy credits? Okay, yeah, I'd have to give you a lot more energy credits. Give us a defensive pact.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Score. Okay, I feel a bit more secure now. Because if we slam down a giant station there... That's fine. Because if we're at war with them, these guys are going to go after them anyway. They've only actually got 1 planet. Can see them getting eaten. But these guys will declare war on us because they don't have another option.
They wish to speak with us.
Fair few primitive worlds around here, so actually it's very good news for our research. We did indeed discover life on Mersum 6, but by our actions it has since been eradicated. The microbial creatures which lived in the outer edges of the gas giant's atmosphere reacted poorly to our deep scans. These frequencies caused each creature's cellular structure to resonate as an effect that then cascaded and spread from gasmite to gasmite. Each was rendered inert. We are now in orbit over the largest graveyard in the universe. Can anything be done?
Situations amended.
I think we can actually restore them. It can take 65 months, but, you know, YOLO. Do we want to do that now, or do we want to wait? I think we wait on that, actually. It's not time limited, so we can do it at any point. Hey Taharas, it's going well. So we are an aquatic race. We got the Cybrex. We are in a defensive alliance with the Karabnar. We've managed to cram in the Lycian Interstellar Imperium, who are actually our co-race, or at least they're kind of like we're the Lycians, and we're the non-crinkle-haired Lycians. These guys are slightly beefier Lycians. And they've decided, obviously, they don't like us because we boxed them in. Hey, Danny JH0794. Hopefully that answers your question. So we are Lycians, but we are, in the way we're playing the species out, think of us as really good space admirals. We're fishy space admirals. We're Dolphin space Prussia. That's probably the best way of describing us. So, in the near future, these guys are going to declare war on us because they just don't have a choice. But we did manage to get them into a non-aggression pact early on, which means they're essentially having to wait out the non-aggression pact timer. Which is very useful for us, as it's giving us time to boost the fleet. Right, I did just get another message that there might be movement in the living room there, so I do need to go and check and see if that's little Kitty. So back with you in a second, because she might need some dinner. Right, cat diplomacy is underway. Small kitty is being fed. Sectors do work reasonably well, but you just have to manually do them. There's no point. The thing I find with this game is that all the automation is terrible. Right. Small kitty is eating her dinner. This means not my cat has demanded payment for letting her eat dinner. Which means... Let me see if I can get you some camera position going on for this. So there we go. So duck treats are being given, which is his payment. He extracts. You got one bit there, you missed that bit. There he is. You got one more bit there. Look, there you go, you missed it. Short-sighted little kitty. That is his payment rendered for allowing feeding to go on. Which is absolute bullshit because he's an absolute wimp. But the problem is, little stray kitty hasn't spotted that he's an absolute wimp. So he will quite happily stop. Like, if she actually turns around to him and goes, "What, you're going to come for me?" He stops. And he's like, But she was not brave enough to do that inside the house. She'll do it in the garden, but she won't do it in the house. The moment she starts doing it in the house, she'll stay, and he'll back off and be like, "Well, okay, she can stay then, but only because I said so." But yeah, until then, it is a bit of a battle. But basically, I've got to keep him up here with me now, because I can't shut the back door until she's finished eating and gone out, because that'll stress her out. But he's smart enough to know that if I let him out the front door right now, he will run all the way round to the garden, come in the back door and try and scare her off so he can steal her dinner. So he's staying upstairs with me until she's been fed. So there's a lot of kitty politics, not dissimilar to our galactic politics we've got going on here, frankly. Once I know she's eaten, I'm actually going to boot him out so he can go back to his own family next door. That's the key thing. Yeah, Zidane in chat is my channel my video manager. So he's the guy you have to thank for putting all the proper points in and making me not screw up video bits. Obviously, he is also, you know, if you have any interest in Football Manager at all, as obviously I do, then Zidane is your man. Best tactics on the web. Monday streams at the moment, I think, aren't you? You're doing Monday streams. Who's getting the duck treat in game? I suspect if it comes down to it, we will give the duck treat to the 7-star conglomerate. I think our goal is really to vassalize these guys. We will turn them into a subject. The question is almost... They're militarist and they're fanatic authoritarians, so we don't actually need to flip them to our ideology. We can just go straight for vassalizing the little fuckers. Or we just take their race and planets. So that is the option. Yeah, you got a celebrity in chat there at the moment. You got Zidane's getting honoured for, was it early contributions to the electronic scene in Madeira, which I assume means you were involved in the music production side more than anything else. I've never seen you as a singer. Nice. Well, the updates from my wife, who is watching the kitty cam, tell me that little kitty is now perched on a chair downstairs. So she will be quite happy. Let's see where other not my cat is. I'm hoping he's perched at the top of the stairs. Can't see him at the doors. Oh, I see. He's on the stairs trying to look through the door, but he can't. I think he knows she's down there, but he knows he also can't get to her, and I'm not going to let him get to her. Real world kitty politics is hard. Right, anyway, back to in-game politics, which is reasonably equally hard. Right, there's no point us doing that one yet, so I think we're going to hold off on that and continue to excavate these sites, because we are actually building up decent influence, and there is a chance, I mean, we're not going to get it quickly, but when we get to Cybrex, we're going to get a ring world, which is very nice. But we're also going to get an artifact that does us a ton of fucking... gives us an obscene amount of alloys periodically. You also get to build giant fighting robots. So to be honest, we don't necessarily really need to do any... Like, sometimes it's nice to get like a soldier race. We're not going to need to, because we're going to have Cybrex Warforges, or Warforms. But this event is going to give us 3 ships in 180 days. So I think it very much is still in our interest. What we really are about is just dumping out. Yeah, it gives us mega engineering, so we can get a theoretical head start on doing stuff, but it's unlikely. Essentially, if we can get this fleet up to 2k strength, we're absolutely swimming and we're fine. The problem we've got is we're not going to get starbase capacity increased because we don't have another planet colonized. So part of me does wonder if we should push for that, but then these fuckers are just going to go for it, so... If we go down a mega route, going to take the perks for it? I don't know. We do have a really interesting fun, and I don't know if you've not seen this, it's worth doing. So actually, I wonder whether we might actually be better off taking starbase capacity early on. We can always get rid of it later, because we're not going to need recycling campaign because of the anglers. So I think we go fortify the border, because no one else can bust through our borders at the moment, and that's going to increase our starbase capacity to 6, which means we can upgrade another starbase, and we probably want to do one around this area. So we'd get good trade pickup eventually from around here. We don't want to build up any of these starbases yet, because if we build up these starbases, they'll capture them in a war, and it'll be really fucking annoying. So actually, maybe we want to go choke point there. No, let's go there, because actually, in the long run, we might end up turning that into our new shipbuilding site. But we do need some more. We're generating a decent amount of these. So let's just dump a ton of cash on alloys. Let's get Mizan upgraded. We'll stick 2 anchorages on there, which means our fleet capacity is going to go up by another 8, which will push us up to 36. Give me another 4 ships into that fleet. Because these guys will boost that up. Is it 4 jumps possible, trade route protection possible from a starbase? Yeah, if you upgrade it and then add the guns on. Guns and hangars will do it. I mean, remembering these guys are blatantly going to kick off and go to war with us in 2 years. Now, what we might want to do is stick claims in on these two systems. It slightly depends on whether we're fussed about killing them now, or whether we just do a full conversion to our... Actually, no, let's go lasers. The very geological structure of Vacradi 2 is indeed in flux, driven by what science officer Garamond assures us is a tectonic process as fascinating as it is esoteric. What is more of interest to the Iron Songs Among Stars is that we may be able to strategically halt the planet's ceaseless, chaotic self-trans... Oh yeah, so there's a very low chance that we can actually just instantly create a... Well, it says 50%. It claims this would create an ocean world straight away. I have never once had this event work. Like, in the entire time I have been playing Stellaris, I have never had this event fire successfully. Like, how many hours do I have in Stellaris? Where's my Steam panel? Library. Stellaris, where are you? I have way too many games. Right, I have just under 1,500 hours in Stellaris. Not once in any single one of my playthroughs has this event fired successfully. It might work.
There is new information in the situation log.
Yeah, get started on it then.
A special project is finished.
A barren planet. I mean, I suppose it's an extra planet. We got a bunch of research for it. Where was that anyway? I don't even know where that was. Oh, it's that one there. So yeah, it creates an arid world. Oh, I've never had the Galatron. Never had the Galatron. I mean, it's another size 16, so, I mean, the nice thing is that's terraformable. So we do really want to be pushing on terraforming. What I'd really like, though, is some frickin' Cybrex events. This guy I'm just pushing down there to just keep looking for stuff. Right, this starbase needs defensive platforms. Now we're 2 years away from our truce expiring, but we're technically at our fleet limit for now, so I think we just go straight for gun batteries and missiles on here. Like, I'm not even 100% sure what the Galatron does. Doesn't it just... It boosts your diplomacy, like, stupidly high, doesn't it? I know everyone in the galaxy gets like a war opportunity against you because you've got a Galatron.
We grow ever stronger.
Right, give me that, because I want 2 anchorages on here as quickly as possible. Influence plus 5... Fuck me, influence plus 5 a month is nice. Out of interest, would you be up for trading me any alloys? I'm going to take this as a no. See, Taharas, this is why I need you in the game, because you're always like Space Sweden in this stuff. And like, you build no fleets, but end up like with loads of resources. And I can just trade you protection in return for actual resources. How are we looking in pops on this? Maxed out on anglers, miners. Yeah, that's alright. See, I really want to get that second planet down, but we're not doing that until we've murked these guys at least once. We do need to look at... Right, let's build to force capacity first. Also, why the fuck aren't you auto upgrading? Like, you literally have auto upgrade on. How have they not fixed that bug? Right, fine. Why was it just not showing that as auto upgraded? So I don't think I can merge these fleets. Oh no, it's going to let me merge them. That's nice. $20,000 score. That's insane. Plus 100% Diplo weight, plus 3 influence. Nice. See, how have I never had that in like 1,500 hours of playing Stellaris? It's outrageous. I'm going to complain to my MP. I'm going to ring up Stella Creasy and be like, Stella, I've got complaints to make about Stellaris. And to be fair, because Stella is absolutely awesome, she'll probably say, okay, fair enough. Tell me what Stellaris is and why you've got complaints about it. Then she'll tell me to fuck off. But... And she will literally tell me to fuck off. Because she's pretty cool. We could build that, but we're actually better off continuing to build our fleets up. Why are you not merged into that? That's better. Is it because that is insisting? Oh, we've got command limit issues. Yeah, fair enough. It's going to bounce out. It's because we've hit command limit. Right, in which case we're going to flip onto... getting this starbase built up. So building missile battery at the moment. Again, give us some disruption shield generators. Let's get our claims in before this war starts, because it is inevitably going to start.
Ever stronger.
We grow ever stronger. I think we might actually go for... because they are going to declare on us. Or we declare on them first. Can we actually gather information yet? Acquire me an asset. Difficulty of hell, that's just not going to happen. They are better at this than us. I kind of feel like... do we think we can definitely kick their ass in fleet terms? I feel like we should absolutely be able to smash the shit out of them in fleet terms, shouldn't we? Yeah, I don't think we can build listening posts though, because we need the tech for it. What I'm thinking is we might be better off with our war philosophy of going liberation war. Because then what we could do is turn around and go, actually we're going to hit them before they get an alliance with the other dudes. And we're going to turn around, smack them, and convert them fully to our ideology. Which they're close to, but they're not exactly the same as. So the benefit of doing that would be it buy us another 10 years as a truce. We'd smack them before they got an alliance with these dudes. These dudes wouldn't attack us because we've got a defensive pact with these guys. And by the time we get around to doing anything else, we're going to be much bigger than them again anyway. The alternative is we slam down another starbase here. Because I'd rather vassalize these guys than... I still think they might have more fleets than us, you know. I mean, our worst case scenario is these two budgying up. Well, that's not the worst case, because then these guys are going to get dragged into any war we get dragged into anyway. See, they're of equivalent fleet size to us. Also, can we just lol at Emperor Julian of the Lycians? I mean, that's the other option, is we just wipe the fuckers out. But we can't sell them as slaves until we've got the galactic market. So it's less fun wiping them out until we can sell them on the galactic market, to be honest. And I do want I wouldn't mind them as a subject race. So the problem if we take these planets... Yeah, I think I'm flipping to ideology wars. How are we looking at on housing and jobs? So we've got a few jobs left, so we don't need to build on there yet. Don't think we need another industrial district yet. So what we could do the thing is, there's an archaeology site down there. Because the thing is, if we take their planets, which are desert worlds, then because the game is trash, and I mean that in the nicest possible way, but because the game is trash, what it will instantly do is suck a bunch of our population off of there and stick them on these planets that our people hate, killing all of our economy, and then ultimately meaning that we can't sell these guys as slaves anyway. They'll be really fucking unhappy, so we'll just cause ourselves loads of economic shitness in the short term. So kind of what I'd almost much rather do is at some point in the near future I'd almost rather conquer these guys as my long-term vassal, because having a pet having a pet megacorp would be quite nice. Especially a militarist one. Like, flipping these guys' ethics would be really handy. I think liberation wars are actually more useful to us in the short term. And we try and ethics flip these guys. We try and truce these guys out when they inevitably declare war. And the moment that we're done with the war on those guys, we turn south and we essentially liberate, i.e. ideology flip these guys. In the second war, we go for vassalization on them. Then these guys we maybe just wipe out and terraform their planets into stuff we like. You go build mining stations there for me. We're not building down there for now. But for now we're going to do that. Oh no, we can command limit up to... No, we can't. It's because... Has it just deleted the other ship?
Space charts updated.
There's something very buggy going on here, because this says it's got 2 of them. Oh no, it's because we've got 3 in the moment, and it's bugging out because it knows it could have more.
Grow ever stronger.
Right, we're going to create a new fleet. We're going to add a bunch of them to it. And we're going to say have 10 ships. So we've got the 18k. Hangars is perfect. Hangars is what we want. I mean, for this reason, I think we might actually want to go supremacy. For the instant naval capacity boost. And that's going to give us the starbase boosts for fortified borders, so...
Ledger of situations amended.
Cybex research station is nice. We should get some of these. Research that in system. You keep doing this, because I want to know where the borders of these guys are. You have nothing else to research around there, but you can go and research that anomaly. Build some mining stations in places where you can. Sell 1,000 of them. Buy 250 of them. You're fine like that. Reinforce. Is it worth putting claims on their non-planet systems so that when vassalized they only have their planet systems, or does not give us any benefit, us holding the systems? I mean, theoretically it kind of does, because we'd get the resources from them, but we scouted all of those planets and we know that there's no habitable worlds in there. So for the negligible bonus resources, we're almost better off just letting them have them if we're going to let them keep them. Like, we either want to just completely wipe them out, we got ourselves a Cybex artifact, so that's good. Once down on the surface of Nedum 3, it was clear that civilization has indeed flourished here, until as recently as a few centuries ago. At some point, a sudden and total catastrophic event gripped the world. Apparently some sort of internecine struggle between nation-states led to a terminal exchange of weapons of mass destruction. Oddly, although the surface is scoured clean and dead, the sky is alive with shifting hues and a perpetual aurora borealis. It's a striking vista.
Grow ever
Desolate steel and stone carcasses of entire cities painted by vibrant, scintillating colours, dancing in the sky. I'd say what we haven't done is we haven't told you to build an observation post. Right, so we're going to reinforce that fleet up to full. An emergency transmission buoy floats in gentle orbit around Ndilang Villa. Its outer casing is heavily damaged, seemingly by glancing weapons fire or a powerful explosion. It might be a Lycian model for civilian ships, designed to be ejected as an emergency measure, should the comm system fail. But the extent of the damage makes it impossible to know for certain. It's repeating a weak and distorted signal. This is blatantly a trap, but we're going to do it anyway.
situation log.
Go research that. Blatantly a trap, but we're going to do it anyway. You can build a bit more research there.
They wish to speak with us.
The Carbonari, the Spaghetti Carbonari, want a migration treaty. Do we want a migration treaty with Spaghetti Carbonari? They are Alpine. So we could bring them in, because we have that really sexy giant Alpine world there. So the question becomes, do we want to colonize this? And we could turn it into quite an impressive industrial... That could be basically our massive alloy world. Because remember, we're going to struggle with building ecumenopolises because of our ocean preference-y stuff. Because of our ocean paradise rules. So I wonder whether we might want to let those guys in. What are they like as a species? Where the Carbonari at? So they increase trade, and that's literally the only other benefit they have. I mean, they kind of do look suitably aquatic. I'm going to leave this one to you, chat. Do we create a Carbonari planet? Do we want a spaghetti world? That's the only planet we'd let them onto. Right, there you go, there's a poll up. I have no idea how long I set that post for. Poll for. So the other option for that planet is once we terraform it, we can make it into a very nice, large, sexy world that we can inhabit. But something to consider is, depending on what we do with these guys, we've got some decent planet options there. We've also got an arid, we've got a Savannah 22 that we can easily get to there before anyone else does. We've got a Continental 23, and we've got that Relic World, which is going to be our science planet. So we could conceivably have a Carbonari world, and I wouldn't be that upset about it. So I think you've got a very short amount of time left to vote. In the meantime, Lycian authorities, identify yourselves. Hello, this is the captain of the Luxion, a Lycian civilian transport. Former captain, the Luxion is gone. We were boarded by pirates and taken captive before they blew up the ship. Who captured you? They call themselves the Ransomeers? At any rate, they're a vile bunch, and we'd be dead already if they didn't think they could get something up. That's a trap, but we'll do it anyway.
Ledger of situations amended.
Right, where is it? Because if they don't think we're sending the whole fucking fleet to that, they're wrong, man. Oh, except we can't because it's on the other side of our locked out space. So that's going to stay there until we can eventually do it. 'Cause we can't do that anytime soon. Oh, did I set it for 5 minutes? Oh, that's alright then. So yeah, get your votes in on Space Getty Carbonara. Lots of people liking a bit of carbonara there. People liking their carbonara. So that's the Mizram restoration, which you don't want to do yet. This has got 2 anchorages down. So in the long term we will put some crew quarters there because then we can station a fleet down there, but we don't need to right now. I'm going to flog another bunch of minerals. And we're not far off being able to do that. So let's sell 1,000 food and buy that. I think we war on these guys sooner rather than later. I don't believe they can possibly still be overwhelming in fleet strength. I just don't. Not with 2 planets and with us pushing so heavily on fleets. But the problem is I don't think we can gather intelligence successfully. Because it would be nice to murder them or kick them around a bit before they get 2nd level bases. Right, what was the verdict? Oh, we've still got time on voting, so that's fine. Yeah, you got plenty of time. You're about halfway through your time on voting on Space Carbonara, I think. Because yeah, right now our big problem is we've not discovered another world we can colonize within our area here. Apparently we do get options on that later on. Intellectual booty. Blue lasers, that's nice. We do want fusion reactors. I mean, if it's remember the poll settings from yesterday, it'll actually be 10 minutes. Right. Can we put blue lasers on that? We can put blue lasers on that. So that is upgraded. Guessing afterburners will be too much. Yeah, but the fusion reactors will sort that out.
We grow ever stronger.
Get over there and build some mining stations.
There is new information.
We do want to do that, so where is that? Research that. Because terminating moon, terminal moon thing is good. Anchorages, anchorages. Howes station. Now they pulled it off. Okay, yeah, so we've got a Quiv fleet power. Right, upgrade. So that's going to give us one fleet of 30 and one fleet of 20.
System has been charted.
So we're going to have a proper Corvette swarm at that point, so that's fine. I don't really want to push us any further on than that because of the economy implications. Because it's already hitting our alloy production quite hard.
A special project is finished.
How long did I sit on that pole? Because that pole seems to be taken for ages. Kind of tempted to end that poll early. I feel like you probably have expressed all the views you're going to express on it.
The fleet has been
10 hours might be a bit excessive for that poll. I should do another poll to determine whether that's long enough for the poll that's already passed. I think we're going to end that poll and declare it.
Turn about. We cannot fight this foe.
Who we bumped into? Oh, it's just more amoebas, it's fine. Black hole though, which is potentially nice.
Intellectual booty.
Intellectual booty. Let's get the researchers early on. Good timing. Right, before we accept that, let's change some species rights. So I think if we're going to do this, we actually want to give them full citizenship, because then they can be leaders. Why can't I make them full citizens?
Ledger of situations amended.
Yeah, stream can't end until poll is done. Why can't I amend their rights? No, it did. No, so that's Lycians. I didn't think you needed a pop to change them, though. But I should. They have yet to prove themselves worthy of all rights afforded to others. Perhaps they never will. I mean, but that's just a blurb on it. Resettlements allowed. Population controls are allowed. Slavery's allowed, but that's fine. I don't think you need a pop at them. But whatever. Right. Unless we have to accept migration first. Because now conceptually, theoretically, we could have a pop of them. So we're going to give them full citizenship. We're going to give them stratified economy, which I think is the same as us. Best track in the game, by the way. Colonization is allowed. But they're not allowed to migrate. I love this track. Easily best track in the game. And this soundtrack is very good. Right, so we now can colonize that planet and should. And we'll do that before we... Ooh, dark matter. Right, we've got an L gate there, so we do need to push down that line.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Might as well research that. Right, you guys upgrade, and then once you're upgraded, next thing we're going to build will be... And frankly, we could dump another bunch of those on the market, get another bunch of them. Give me a...
The fleet has been refitted.
Knight's Beacon class colony ship of Carbonara.
Ever stronger.
Build some more mining stations. I wonder if we should at least start pushing down here. Thing is, they are going to have to declare on us. And they will declare on us at some point. But I'm reasonably certain we could kick their ass. This track is very Vangelis. The whole soundtrack is. It's one of the reasons I love it.
Ledger of situations amended. Ledger of situations amended.
I mean, the thing is, like, because we flipped our war types so that we can just flip them to our ideology, we don't need to claim their homeworld. The history of Nedum III and its lost civilization was uncovered, and although tragic by galactic standards, it was sadly typical. A civilization arose, growing in technical sophistication, if not social and political harmony. Eventually they created the tools of their own destruction and then used them. If the fate of this world and its denizens was not unique, there was something that was, and it captured the imagination of our scientists. The ceaseless aurora borealis effect dancing unperturbed above all of the devastation. Upon closer study, the aurora effect in the sky displayed repeating patterns, which defies all previous knowledge of weather systems. Is there some message here? Keep digging. Yeah, an old agent gets in touch. Disavow that motherfucker. You, sir, are disavowed. Continue to ignore. Actually, I lied. This is the best song. So I'm kind of holding off building defense platforms on this because I kind of want to go with we could build a couple of light stations, I suppose, but we're going to get, actually we probably want to do capacity subsidies while we can. I've only got one edict. Oh, we can only do one edict at the moment, so we'll leave it on the planet one. Because supremacy, we can go ship fire rate, and then we can go damage versus starbase on the Great Game. We can go fleet command cap, ship build speed, and ship upkeep, and naval capacity increased by 20%. So that's probably what we want to go with first. Doesn't this always send the person mad? No, this is definitely best one. I think this was in one of the DLCs. I can't remember which DLC it was in.
Ever stronger.
Right, important question, chat. You've got until that colony ship gets there to decide what this alpine world is called. Now, before you start throwing silly suggestions into chat, I need to remind you that our species does like poetry names for its planets and for its race. So we are iron songs among stars because we are warriors, and there's a sort of singing theme to it. I was kind of going like dolphins singing and all of that kind of stuff. So our home planet is called Whispers of Home. So Whisper of Home is our home planet. We are the iron song among stars. So what are we calling our planet of calamari people, which is an alpine world? And I want serious, thematically role-playing relevant names, please. None of this fucking Ski McSki or Idlewise. It can't be a real name. It's got to be something that is thematically... Get your Ian M. Banks hats on and give me something that is appropriate for the name of our race and our home planet. So, sensible suggestions, please. Right, this guy we should probably actually get out there because there's a lot of energy we're leaving hanging there. And we could give these guys a leader.
Project done. Not so special now, was it?
Peaks Among Clouds is nice. I like Peaks Among Clouds.
Space charts updated.
Kind of want to push down there because there will be... Oh, no, there isn't. Look. Oh, no, there is a connection there, so that might go somewhere. It's alive! The Aurora is in fact some previously unknown form of life? There is some kind of enigmatic semi-sentient entity living in the upper atmosphere. Somehow it can manipulate magnetism and ionization, tweaking the atmosphere to display lights in the sky according to its unknowable alien whims. Some theorize it is trying to communicate. Some believe it is merely playing or even singing with lights. The Xenology department reports all attempts at translation are utterly futile given the totally incompatible physiology of this entity. Is it trying to send us a warning? Lament its dead world, gloating in triumph? All we can do is leave it there in the sky to sing its alien song. Anthem of Aurora, giving the following month's monthly energy credits. Nice. It's a good bonus, that. Gravitas of Canyons is good. I like that. Glimpses of Snow. Songs of Snow is cheating. Songs of Stone is cheating. That is literally an Ian M. Banks book title. I know Lex is on the shelf next to me.
What have we here?
Research that anomaly. You research that anomaly.
We grow ever stronger.
Echoes of the Sublime. I like that a lot. Right, while that's paused, I'm just going to go and let Not My Cat out, because I think Little Kitty has... She had a nice long snooze on the chair, according to my wife, who's been watching the kitty cam. So I think it's only fair that I go and see if... go and put Not My Cat out so he can go see his family now. So, back in 2 seconds. says it's cold and he's perfectly happy on the stairs, so I'm going to leave him on the stairs. I did manage to get myself a glass of wine though, which is good. Ethereal Harmony, good, I like that. Needles in the Wind, that's good. Fey Vistas, Aurora's Shimmering. Echoes through Mountain Halls. Vistas to the Music. Echoes of the Sublime. Yeah, no, I'm still thinking Echoes of the Sublime is my favourite so far. So, yeah, he's just chilling on the stairs. So who's dropping claims on us? Yeah, so the Interstellar Regnum are going to have to kick off soon. We are over our Empire sprawl limit. But that's not the end of the world. We're not massively over it. Right, so at least we know how many ransomers there are over here now. Because what we could do is kick the crap out of these guys. Convert them to our ideology. And then we'll have a truce, which means we can go through their territory. We'll go deal with the ransomers. We'll drop that planet down at that point. And then next time we'll come back for them and we decide whether we just kill them or get rid of them. Oh yeah, well spotted. I did hit the button on that, so I'm not quite sure why it didn't disappear for you. Should be gone now, though. I am enjoying having a stream deck, though. It does make life a hell of a lot easier. Right, let's flog some more minerals. Let's flog 1,000 of that. Let's get some more of them. Let's fleet up and let's go deal with these dudes before they start plotting with these guys and getting a defensive pact in place. Because I'm reasonably certain that these guys won't attack us. Because we've got a defensive pact with them. The Carbonari will step in and help us if this lot attack us, and they won't last long. They'll get some early gains, but that would be it. I really like Echoes of the Sublime, but do wonder if that would fit the Relic world with the Aurora better. Echoes of another race and Sublime Beauty. Yeah. Although that could be something like Lament of the Lost or something like that. Lament of the Forgotten. So I think we go Echoes of the Sublime, because I like the idea that it's size 25, so it's probably a relatively pretty world. And it is alpine, so you've got the height. Right, let's go up to fastest for a bit. Because we know what we're doing.
Space charts updated. A system has been charted.
So that must be them. So that is our border with them. So that's why we've been doing all right down there. So I think we want ship fire rate increase. Interestingly, that's now damage versus starbases, whereas that actually used to be, Great Game used to be a boost on starbase defense itself. Ship fire rate is a good bonus for us. Hangar base is great, so we can now start knocking out some platforms. Let's see if we can get ceramics too before we murder these guys. Food processing would be great because we can get that down on Key World. You need to build some mining. You can go down there. Yeah, that's the thing, is we might still go down the tree for the starbase boosts. Reset speed across the board is just too good not to take. Right. I think that means we can upgrade all of our ships, because we've now got level 2s, which means we can put afterburners on them as well. So market. I hear stair carpet being clawed at, which is normally a sign that he's decided he wants to communicate that he would actually like to go out. Right, upgrade you. Right, let me go deal with Kitty, but I'll leave the game running. Picklehub Dolphin Bismarck with facial hair. Got to love to see it. Yeah, no, that's it. We are Space Prussia Dolphins, because we are massively kind of militarily aligned. Right, do you want to go out, or are you just going to carry on being an idiot? It's up to you. If you go out, you're going to have to go confront that Christmas tree. I know you don't like the fact that your owners changed their living room around, but that is their right, and they do feed you. And you're going to have a Christmas tree in this house next week anyway, so you might as well get used to it. Come on, let's put you out. Go get some food next door. Right, Kitty has been evicted. Under mild protest, but it was time. Right, what did I miss in chat? Hi there, just started the game. Can I ask a newbie question? Absolutely you can. Totally can. Should I expand to the centre of the universe, or doesn't it matter at the beginning, universe, galaxy? It honestly doesn't matter. Yeah, as Shortos says, centre only matters as a barrier from which you can't be attacked. So, to give you an example, so in this game, what we've been doing, or what I've been doing, is I rushed for that border to get that choke point. Because getting that choke point means I can build a big starbase there, and it blocks off these guys, and they can't get around it. On this arm of the galaxy, we're going to go down this way. We've probably got more room than we really should have here, because these guys are a fallen race, a fallen empire. So they're essentially blocking all travel through that bit anyway. And up here, we expanded really quickly to stop these guys getting anywhere. And because we've got over here, we know that there are, or there at least were, mining bots. That's actually kind of held off that. So really what you want to do is not worry about the centre, but you want to worry about controlling easily defendable points that give you still space to expand. That would be my advice anyway. So when you first start, just look for clusters you can lock down with the minimum amount of entry points. Yeah, fallen empires don't expand beyond their starting point. So fallen empires are massively, overwhelmingly powerful in comparison to us. Think of them as almost superpowers that have just decided for whatever reason that they're not going to expand. But later on in the game, they may awaken and stop being fallen, and then suddenly having them on our border is going to be a massive problem if not we're not ready to deal with them. In terms of my race name, because someone asked, we are the Iron Songs Among Stars. We are very kind of music-based dolphin people. Meanwhile, our colony ship of Space Carbonari, our guest race, is almost arrived at that planet. Which is good. Right, I am reasonably confident that we definitely out-fleet strength these guys now. So let's update our intelligence. Yeah, you can totally anger them. Hello, Cephanated. Hope your CK3 run went good earlier. I saw you were playing earlier today. I saw you got the luxury of an actual paradox tweet as well, which is always nice. Right, we will return that because the influence it gives us is pretty damn decent.
We grow ever stronger.
So I think we will keep pushing this out. Just because it would get us down to that archaeology site, which would be nice. I'm not that worried about anyone pushing in from the bottom there anymore.
The fleet has been refitted.
So that's one fleet refitted. How much do we need to upgrade that one? 128. Don't think we need that to be size 22. You can go size 20. When this is finished building out, we're going to have about 3.5k fleet strength. Stellaris is going well, so we've got potential issues here, but we boxed them in, so we've locked them in. We've got a defensive and alliance with these guys. So I think our short-term plan... There you go, that's perfect. They've rivaled, so they'll definitely like us and help us now. So we're going to send him back briefly. Go assist research while you've got nothing else to do. Lithrod OW, thank you very much for the follow. Ah, right, interesting. So the Carbonari want us to go to war with the 7-star conglomerate. And it's a humiliate war. So they're not going to take any territory, they just want us to join in. That's in our interests, because we can then get a truce with these guys. And while we've got a truce with them, we can go after these chaps. And these chaps might even declare on us when we're in this war, because they'll see it as their only chance. Because the AI is not stupid. It knows that they have no options. Their power is going to continue to wane versus ours, because we just have more territory to expand into. So, I'll tell you what, we will vote yes on that. Because I don't think they have any kind of defense pacts, so... Yes, this is the Carabnar Imperium, better known as the Carbonara. We have actually signed a migration treaty with the Carbonara, so we have a ship full of Carbonara landing on this planet here. So let's call this planet... I do think we're going to go with Echoes of the Sublime. I really like that. I think that was Thadrin that came up with that one, wasn't it? Now, do we send the fleet down to just knock them around a bit? Or do we leave the fleet at home and see if these chaps declare? Where's the Carbonara fleet? That would be handy to know. Where is your fleet, Carbonaras? You have a fleet? I would hope that you have a fleet. Let's sell that, buy that, and upgrade our other fleet. Yeah, so we can smack them around. They've got enough ships to smack them around. Let's just see what they do. Have you played the Starnet AI yet? That's really recent. I've not played the Starnet AI. The good news is it's actually going to give us some...
Establishing a new colonial outpost.
Right, colonies down. So our Carbonara colony is going to build up. We will cut loose the spy that has blatantly been turned.
We grow ever stronger.
We grow ever stronger. I'll tell you what, we might as well wait and reinforce this up. Oh, they're pretty good at it. I have to say that a lot of time for the CK3 team. If you... So my general advice is, if you compose the tweet well enough and kind of indicate what type of game you're playing, and also if you indicate that you're perfectly open to helping new players,
A system has been charted.
because the CK3 team know, and the Paradox teams know that there is a barrier to getting into Paradox games, and therefore they're perfectly happy, or often if they know that you're going to help people get into games, we might as well mount that graveyard expedition. Oh right, they are coming for us. Okay, right lads, let's get down there and murder them. So this will win because it's an equal-sized battle. But we're going to do some damage to them. I don't know, we might win that, you know. We shouldn't, but we might. We are going to win that. God, that's just embarrassing for them. Oh no, they might take it. They might just about pull that off. But they've taken a lot of hits to do it. They're just about going to get that, I think. No, they didn't. Oh, lads, that's just embarrassing. Reconnaissance flights conducted in the Mir system have reported significant Omicron aliens' presence in at least one major military station. Interesting. It kind of depends on yeah, well, you know, Omicron. There's the Omicron. Omicron are creeping in. Don't let them close our international borders to those ones. Right, I honestly think we don't need to worry about any of that now, because they're going to sweep in and deal with all of this. So I think we do want to think about actually... So that says it's equivalent. So the other nice thing is we're going to have a truce with the carbonate, with the 7-star conglomerate, and the benefit of having a truce with them is going to be that they have to give access through territory, so we can actually call the Carbonara into the war with the Lycians. We can't call them in anyway. Right, I think we should declare on the Lycians, and let's... Why can't we impose ideology? Did we not change our... Yeah, we went to Liberation Wars. That's very odd. I I mean, I know they are close to our ideology. Is it because essentially they're just a more extreme version of us? Oh shit, no, they are exactly the same as us already. Aren't they? No, they're a slightly different variant of us. So we're authoritarian and fanatic militarists. Whereas they are fanatic authoritarian and militarist. So it's considered the same. Because it's variations on it. So with these chaps, it is just us straight going for the subjugation. But I think we only need one of those things to fall below where it is now, and we will get a subjugation on them. So we might as well send the fleets down. No, let's send the fleets home.
Intellectual booty.
Intellectual booty. Naval capacity plus 30, yes please. Because I think we're going to go... do that. Because we can build more star bases now. So essentially, the moment that naval capacity beasts, we're fine. They are indeed aquatic arid preference. Because you can be aquatic whilst also being on any planet type of your choice. It's that you only have to go ocean if you want to do the ocean preference start. So... personally, I'm not sure why you would do aquatic and not do the ocean start. Or if you go with a space dragon. I don't see why you wouldn't go ocean planet if you're going aquatic, because it just thematically works.
Project done. Not so special now, was it?
I still can't believe they lost to our basic run-of-the-mill starbase. That is highly embarrassing for them. Yeah, I mean, aquatic always gives bonus to ocean habitability, so what you could arguably do, but it gives you disadvantage against other planet types. Sure it does. Housing usage on non-wet worlds is plus 30% and habitability on non-wet worlds is minus 20%. I don't think it's necessarily a bug, I think it's just an oversight, and I just don't think you would. So how does this game work? So really, the best way to think of it is essentially... It's more similar to, say, EU4 than it is to Crusader Kings 3. What you're really trying to do is carve out your place in the galaxy and then not die. And periodically at different points in the game, crises will happen. And when crises happen, different things will happen.
Has been founded.
Our colony is founded. Right. So what we're going to do on this planet. So the first thing we want to do is get a mining district down, get an admin office down, because we are drifting over our admin cap, and then get a housing district down. Not necessarily purity survival, because you can... there's so many different ways you can play races, so you might end up being like a You might go for being a diplomatic power, or... Oh, it's the new Mystic Order. Righto. You see, you could go for lots of different things. They're going for it again. They're going to send in both fleets, so I think we'll send people down this time.
In the situation log.
So we're going to get the Galactic Council in a bit when we meet enough worlds. I think aquatics should be locked to ocean preference. See, look, they're going for it again. I think they're bringing in a second fleet, so they probably will get it this time. No, they're not going to get that. That's going to win before they get in. So, lads, you're just embarrassing yourself now. These guys are going to jump in, so they may get it. Depends on whether the station rebuilds in time. It probably won't. No, it did. Look, shields are going up. They won't even jump in now. They'll hang around on the outskirts. Because they know they're going to lose. The Mitron hierarchy, a despotic hegemony. Our warriors salute you. They are over there. So they are our neighbours to the south of these dudes.
Intellectual booty.
Intellectual booty. Probably research output, because survey speed is bloody useless to us. Is there anything else you can do around here? Not really. Let's build this down here, because at least they can do that archaeology site. Well, that war ended.
Technology secured.
Right, in which case, there's not really much point on it. We might as well, we'll probably flip the policy back, but for now... Okay, you two come back up here, because I think we are probably going to declare this war. Give me engineering research. I need to be better than them. Let's just check our population is right. So yeah, so that's fully carbonara. And we shouldn't have any carbonara on here. No, we're fully Lycian.
We grow ever stronger.
So the other thing we could do... Oh, there's a gateway over there. A natural wormhole. I think we might take this territory, you know. We need the galactic market to form, because then if the galactic market forms, we can sell them all as slaves. Right, we are out of jobs on here, so we're going to build another district, and we'll probably drop a trade centre down. How long have we got on researching? 52 months on naval capacity. So that's fine. We get a naval capacity in 52 months. Reinforcements coming in. The other thing to think about is not being able to... I just want to be able to... Why can't I declare a humiliate? Is that because we flipped off of the policies? Let's go unrestricted again. Okay, now we can humiliate. I think we humiliate because it allows us to get through that land, deal with that Ransomier's fleet, and colonize the relic world and turn it into a science planet. So fleets are over here. Let's actually get them home for upgrades. Build them fully out, and then let's declare this war. So you're going to need 176, you're going to need 216, so we need a fair bit of alloys. But we are rocking on our mineral generation now, so we can do that. Do that. Give me 750 alloys. And for now, stay on that, reinforce. The doorway. What can only be described as a dimensional portal has been discovered on a remote location on Echoes of the Sublime. Weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on Echoes of the Sublime, but the very existence of this portal raises some disturbing questions, such as where does it lead to? And could something come through the portal from the other side?
Ledger of situations amended.
Right, we can actually research that. I think we probably do want to, but let's just check what we're researching that first. Yeah, let's just do that. Mitron hierarchies decided they don't like us. Fuck you, that's fine. So we've now got an extra place to thing there, so we're going to go with alloys, because this is going to be our alloy world. So the administrative center will increase our ability to deal with Empire Sprawl, which is good. So I think we do long-term wipe these guys out and terraform their planets. Because I think we want to control that natural wormhole. Because there's nothing worse than a bunch of your enemies sneaking through a natural wormhole behind you. Because your vassal race didn't build it high enough. So let's upgrade our fleets. And then let's humiliate war these guys. Which means we're going to want some fishy warriors. Everything's going well there with jobs. I think for now you want an energy grid. Because we will convert this into an energy planet, because 9 energy districts is nice. I mean, technically we've got the energy that we could afford to just go over our fleet limit until we unlock that, which is only 31 months out. We're only going slightly over it, let's do it. Let's do it. Damage versus star bases, nice and timely.
The fleet has been refitted.
So we need 3 more on them as soon as that's finished upgrading. We want to redo all of how our ships are built as well. Because what we will probably want to do long term is move... So ship, in terms of... I'd rather convert this starbase in the long term into being all about the trade. Because boosting trade there would be really good, which means we need another place to build starships. I suspect we will want... So that's a gateway system. So we may build a big freaking starbase there that builds ships. It stops anything coming through the gateways, but it also means we can build gateways in other places and send ships to them. Right, have we explored everything we can explore around here? We have. Let's stick you down before we build any more ships. Because I'd like to start optimizing Whispers of Home for trying to get the Galactic Marketplace. That would be really nice. Is that the Midgeo hierarchy? It absolutely is the Midgeo hierarchy. The Midgeo hierarchy and the Carbonara Empire. So because we're over our fleet limit, this is going to kill us slightly in energy credits, but we've got good generation going on. Considering we've only got 2 planets, I mean, really borderline 1. We are doing alright. Envoy Bodestadt has died at the age of 82. Envoys automatically replace themselves, so that's fine. Alright, come on, give me a chance to reinforce it. 129, so end of the month. Like, our alloy generation is terrible, and that's what we need to work on.
We grow ever stronger.
We grow ever stronger. The nice thing is that means we can send you... Can we check leaders? Have we got any archaeology leaders? Right, none recruitable, so no. Go excavate site. Can't go there, so that is definitely in their empire. So if we slap a starbase there, we are set on that way in, up until they come after us. And that's actually really nice. It means there's only one way they can come in. We want to deal with the space amoebas, so we'll be able to do that as well, which is good. Right, we have 2 beastie fleets. Let's go humiliate these dudes. Right, you are going to want to build those districts. We're not going to optimize this planet yet. We will build another mining district. And I think on Whispers of Home, we want to get a bit more fishiness going on. Because what I'd like to do is get rid of these mining districts and replace them with energy districts. Those anglers are stupidly powerful, because we've not in any way had to worry too much about consumer goods. We will need to worry about consumer goods, because the moment we start pushing that planet for science, we're going to consume a lot of consumer goods. But arguably what we need to find is a farming planet. And that continental world there would do nicely as a farming planet if we convert it. If we could terraform that into an ocean planet, we'd be laughing. Taharas, if you're still in chat, you know more about this game than me. How do I get to terraforming as quickly as possible? What are the techs I need to make sure I take? Or anyone else who knows these things, obviously. Right, also, we need some armies. Give me some fishy warriors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go for this. Humiliate. Can't get anyone in, they're too far away. It's fine. It will bring in the 7-star conglomerate. They have signed a treaty, so actually before we do it, we need to pump that station up. Which is fine, we were going to do it anyway. So actually we want a new design. Defense platform. We're going to call this... Melody of Swarm. Because it's going to be pure hangers. Give me basic strike craft. Give me ceramic armor. Give me a couple of them.
Research complete.
Oh, Strikecraft 2. We're actually going to take that before we take any of the other things, because it's really useful to us. Right, we need to dump some alloys out quickly. Because... a dimension of suffering. The dimensional portal on Echoes of the Sublime seems to lead to a realm which is opposed to the sapient mind on a fundamental level. Any and all contact with material from this dimension causes intense suffering in the subject, which, if continued for more than a few minutes, leads to intense suicidal urges, coupled with attempts to mutilate their sensory organs. Even simply studying data recorded in the strange dimension causes intense discomfort in the biological observer, and cascading errors in the computer systems. I mean, I think the kind of race we are, we'd absolutely just carry on studying that. What do aquatic species farm for? I mean, I assume like sort of kelp and stuff like that. It's no different from us eating kind of things, is it, really? Starbase capacity +2. Fleet supremacy would be nice. In fact, we can actually turn that edict off now. We don't need it. I discovered this upgrade speed, which is actually incredibly useful for us because we are in the middle of upgrading our starbases. So give me Melody of Swarm class. They are pricey, but they are good. Right, I want 4 Melody of Swarm stuff down. And then we'll declare war. I'm annoyed we can't call the other dudes in. Is that just because we haven't got favours with them? Like, I'm surprised we can't call... like, anyone in. Which is annoying. How's this planet doing? So we've got 4 people on it. We've got 4 Carbonaries on it. Yeah, they're queuing up for war. Mind you, I suppose they're hampered as well, because they can't go any further in from this. When does that truce run out? 2241. It's not actually that long. I'm almost tempted to declare on them. Grab them as a vassal. Nah, we go humiliate on the other ones first. Generally for getting research options you want the discovery tree, bonus speed and option to research the bonus in the correct areas. Some events give you free tech, but that's pretty random of course. I mean, I know that. I'm just could have sworn there was a thing that like picking certain things is going to give you a better chance of getting certain text showing up. Hyperdrive 2 or Disruptors. Let's go Hyperdrive 2, it could be quite useful. In which case we want to swap you to be you. And then you become you. Right, we want... Can we get... Can do that. Let's get another Melody of Swarm down. Because that's a 1.6. At the moment that's a 2K, they're not going to get through it. Oh, right, no, yeah, absolutely, fair enough, yeah. Totally, expand for new players. Atmospheric adjustment, a biology person with manic, it helps. Okay, cool, good to know. By the way, if anyone in chat has seen a really nice kind of space, a bit of, and I'm quite happy to pay for it, and I will pay for it, but a bit of art I can use for intro videos for both this and the Star Trek streams, in the same way as I use them on the YouTube ones for the Crusader Kings ones. So for those, I've got a nice one of like snowy things with like a sword in front and then some snow in front that I got animated in. I'd really just like sort of almost like kind of people standing in awe on an alien new world, like kind of art for something, like some kind of grandiose space art that I can just get my designer guy to then just do me an intro video with it in. So if anyone's seen anything decent on Alamy or something like that, let me know. Because I do want to put these ones up on YouTube as well. We are absolutely dying for alloys here. And to be fair, this is our own fault, because we are over military for what we really need to be. Right, that's 2K, so one more Melody of Swarm on that and we're going. We're going to attack these dudes before they get level 2 space stations. Oh, 100% older sci-fi book. Think sort of pulp sci-fi, older sci-fi book aesthetics is exactly what I want. Is it Chris Foss? Chris Foss style stuff, you know, that kind of thing. We've got another Cybrex artifact, so that's good. Is it Chris Foss? Did all the kind of like amazing spaceship art. Actually cancel that, because I'd rather save that and dump another Melody down when we're in a position to do so. Because the only thing that would be annoying is losing that starbase. Because I don't think they will really get round it, because they've got to go there. Because that's their system as well. Yeah, I just need it to be a thing I can license though. That's what I need, is I need to be able to buy it essentially so that I can pay a one-off license fee and use it as art.
We grow ever stronger.
Let's flog another bunch of them.
Project done. Not so special now, was it?
That's enough. Another Cybrex artifact. Excellent. Right, 4 Melody of Swarms is perfect. We're good. We're going to war. We're going to humiliate them. Actually, no. No, we're not. If we stick claims in on this, maybe recheck whether by now you can already subjugate your fishy cousins. We probably can do. But I'm just thinking, actually, Ah, but if we did that, they wouldn't be a megacorp. And we want them to be a megacorp. So their thing is, they're still listed as, I think we do conquer. No, we humiliate this time round. Oh. There's bound to be other megacorps in the galaxy, isn't there? Like, this game is terrible at making too many megacorps out there. Okay, Stellaris players, check my plans on this. So my thinking is that actually I could use this as a bit of a sideswipe to conquer the 7-star conglomerate as a vassal. Because I get any claims in the war that I occupy, don't I? So if I have claims on these chaps, and I win the war, I get their territory as well as any territory I take up here, don't I? Good evening, Bringing the Revolution. Am I right in that, Stellaris players? So if when I win the war, and I went to war for claims, I was occupying territory in this empire, as well as this empire, well, my thought is I conquer this territory, they will cease to exist, but I will suddenly have that planet, which will be awful planet for what it is, for me. But what I could then do is immediately release it as a vassal. I do have to claim it, but I've got a ton of influence. Claiming it's not a problem. And that would stop the Carbonara Empire from ever taking it. And these guys are mollusks. They're star mollusks, which I feel is like kind of fishy adjacent. And if we're going to have if we're going to be the fishy people who have a subject race, I feel like a subject race of mollusks would be fine, wouldn't it? Yeah, I mean, we can even roleplay it that we're kind of harvesting them. Why not ask them directly for vassalization? Because we have a truce with them. And I don't think we could, even if we... I think they're too strong. Because having a pet megacorp would be fun. But if we took the territory and forced them to release, they'd get everything that was in the equivalent sector, which is 4 jumps from the homeworld. So we would lose Favalium, but that's not the end of the world. Or we wait till 41 and see if we can vassalize them. What we'd need to do is dump him over here, and then gather info. Ah, good, the game's picked up that I did. That's very unusual. It's actually correctly picked up what I wanted this planet to be, which is an alloy forge world. But let's force it to do it just in case. I mean, we're only 2 years off on that, so maybe actually what we do is we wait for that and see if we can vassalize them. If we can vassalize them, we'll vassalize them. If not, we'll do it my way. What are we doing in tech? Hyperdrives, fleet command limit, improved strike craft. So I'd be mildly annoyed if I lost that just because it's got the Renaissance Age Triax civilization there that we're spying on, but... yeah, so I can demand vassalization. Right, that's what we're doing then. Right, we are going to go. So this is tough. Because we're going to have to send both fleets down there. Because we're going to have to blitz that. So have we got our full army there? We do. Recruit a general. Army morale damage. So it's Abibal. I wish we could rename these guys. You can't rename generals, can you? We can! Who wants to be a general? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to set you up the ability to claim names on generals. Viewer rewards, channel points. Add new custom reward. Name a fishy general. Cooldowns and limits. You can only redeem it once per stream. I feel like that is probably a 2000. Okay chat, you now have the ability to claim to be a fishy general. It costs 2,000 points. Right, well in which case, and I might, you know, where relevant, change names. Troutbridge, you are the general. General Troutbridge, take command of your troops. We have 2 admirals. Admiral Wibbler. Right, I tell you what, actually, let's kill those 2 guys because they are quite old. And we got 2 better generals anyway. So it'd be a bit unfair for you to be a general and then die. Admiral Wibbler in command of Fleet 1. Admiral Thardrin. Yeah, it should be once per person per scene. You're going to change your name slightly because I think it'll make it more thing. You shouldn't get ads unless Twitch is being weird. I have ads turned off. You can be Terios if you want. It's your admiral. It's your general, rather. I mean, Troutbridge kind of works. I reckon we leave you as Troutbridge. It's more that I might kind of slightly fishyize them if they're kind of unusual. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you're going to get the ads if you're not Prime or subbed. Right. Which ultimately kind of Twitch has got to make money somehow. I mean, I know they do well off of other bits, but I don't really begrudge them making money. Ultimately, they're running a platform. It's not fucking charity. So, no point doing anything with you yet. You could probably do some bits. We're going to get vassalization on those guys, so we don't need... Yeah, so we're going to have to go proper World War I here. So we're going to blitz these guys, which means they're going to run into our territory and murder some of these star bases and everything else, and then we're going to need to shoot back up. Or they could just massively wipe themselves out, because it turns out that they're actually a destruction start. You know, that is another option. Plot twist. They might just wipe themselves out. Who else cashed stuff in? Someone else, other people did, didn't they? DeFondle cashed one in. Did I miss anyone else? No, I didn't. Okay, DeFondle, you get to be a scientist. Let's find you a younger scientist. Oh, hang on, we've got a nice dude there. Let's let that run till the end of the month. Right. So in a shocking plot twist, the Sebenika have wiped themselves out, which has essentially saved them from us wiping them out. The destruction start race is super fun to do, but you do kind of have to cheese the start a couple of times sometimes. Right, this means this is all technically free territory now. We need to actually race down them. Anonymous gifter! Thank you for gifting a sub to Monkey.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Avery Public spanking of.
Right, we're going to race down this because actually we know we need to do that because their planet blew up, so it's not like there's anything useful in that system for us. But there is a tropical world that we can get down there. So you guys go down there. Change your plans. So what's their planet preference? It's desert, isn't it? Strange flows. That's so metal. Once the surface expedition managed to solve the problems with the malfunctioning equipment, the nature of the wild magnetic fluctuations started to reveal itself. The raging oceans and rivers of lava down on Agisila 1 are in fact not made up of conventional magma. It's molten metal. Metals of this temperature tend not to have particularly strong magnetic properties. Not even the sheer volume of molten metal at Agisila 1 should create electromagnetism on this scale. So what's causing it? Right. Yeah, I mean, they're now suddenly friendless, so we are blatantly declaring war on them. Right, lads, back up. Everyone back up. The people we were about to murder have killed themselves. Right, here's what we're going to do. I want to control that wormhole. Frog Fragger! Thank you very much for your subscription. That is very much appreciated. Yeah, best laid plans indeed. Frog Fragger's going in first, are you? I mean, that's still a useful starbase, but it is mildly annoying. Mind you, I tell you what would have been more annoying. If we dumped in all the claims for that, that would have cost us about like 700 influence to get down there and get those claims in. And then we'd have started the war to vassalize them, and then they'd have been like, fuck you, blowing our own planet up, eat it. I've also never seen the AI manage to pull off a survival on one of those planet starts. If people are interested in seeing a planet start with the destructive planet stuff, I'll do one at some point. They are quite fun. Right, let's get the wormhole off of them, and then that means we don't have to worry about making a decision about what we do with them quite yet. If we get the wormhole in that system, we've got full traffic through there, and then we can decide whether we vassalize them or hegemony them. Because we could use them to form a hegemony, which would be actually quite useful. We don't need a claim on that system though, so let's just do that. The only problem I find with the destructive start is you do need to be pretty on the ball about finding somewhere else to settle. So that's why I say that you kind of end up with a bit of a... we should have another site. We're doing that one on... do we want to bring that one down? We probably should, because we want to beat them to that. Yeah, go survey that. Right, army is inbound under Commander Troutbridge. So Thadrin and Wibbler are ready to go. You, my friend, made bad life choices. Imagine being them. You're like, yeah, don't worry, we've got a defensive partner, we've got a defensive pact, and then boom. Right, conquer claim.
Brace. It's off to war with us.
Absolutely is a route there for the selected fleet. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more. Stiffen the sinews. And all the other things I can't actually remember from that quote. I've just realised we've not actually surveyed 2 of the planets in our system. Like, why haven't we done that? We'll come back to it, because this is more important. So there's our ships going in. Rip that starbase. We're going to go straight in and grab that one. We are going to pull the army back, just in case they jump into there.
Ahoy there! Enemy ships have been spotted.
Because they will. Because that's their army. Still at 95%, so I think we go straight in. Yeah, they're going for that. They might not even take that station, you know. Yeah, they'll take that station, but that's fine. Right, which way are they going? They're going to try and go back, so army, you can come in, deal with that planet. This should be fun to watch, so let's get you in close for this. All our ships going in. So this is their biggest starbase.
Our starbase is lost.
Okay, we got this now. Oh yeah, succession will screw you as Gwynedd. Right, we could push on and deal with those guys, but I think we will take the repairs first. So we'll wait for this to come back online, this station to come back online. It should be at the end of the month. They are pushing on, but that's fine. Right, so you two repair. And reinforce. Right, how many people is General Troutbridge going to have to deal with on this planet? Oh, is there not a planet in that system? Who's dying? Scientists on ships. So this is Defondel, isn't it? Defloundel. So, Defloundel, can you go and survey that planet for us, please? Who are you? Did we actually capture a starbase there? Is that a ship factory? Who are you and why are you there? I have no idea what's going on with that. So I thought there was a planet in that system, but there's not. You got 2 reserve armies. I reckon Troutbridge, you can take that. Get in there and land those armies. You should merge. But I have jumped into our home systems. Let's go deal with these dudes now. These are repaired, so let's go deal with them. Once the sensors have been recalibrated to compensate for the interference, a new discovery was made. An abandoned research station located at a nearby moon. Fragments of data were salvaged. Righto. Planet's entire metal crust and was an electromagnetic charge so intense that it fried the research stations. Well, we got some nano separators out of that. Right, that has been fully surveyed. Is there anywhere around here we definitely want to push into? I mean, we could go down there. They've got stuff going in, so they're probably going to build there. So you go survey that system. These ones are optional. I just want to lock in the route out. There might be interesting stuff there, but we'll see. Let's see how Commander Troutbridge is doing. Commander Troutbridge is somewhat outnumbering the enemy. Good work, Commander Troutbridge. Now push on, please, and take Sandborough. No, stream should still be up. I mean, frankly, I think technically we'll win the war the moment Troutbridge wins this battle, because they don't have any other planets. Take the enemy down, Troutbridge. Take the enemy down.
Our landing party has crushed the enemy.
Maybe that doesn't count as full occupation. I assumed it would. Right, we're going to push on with one fleet back to there. And you are going to push on and deal with these guys. We will take ship upkeep and naval capacity increased. We are going to be well off for naval capacity for some time. We're losing a ton of energy, but that's just because we've lost that system, and we'll get it back in a second. Oh, that's handy. They jumped in. Guys, go. No, no, guys, go kill them. We're going to need to drop some reinforcements after this, but we're wiping out all of their various things, and this will push us back into profit. Because the thing is, they can't reinforce their fleets. They haven't got any more star bases that are able to build ships, as we do. Right, so that's really their last kind of serviceable fleet, so let's go deal with that. Quite nice to have our home planet back. Right, that should sort out our economic deficit. There we go. Whispers of Home needs some construction on it. So they need more jobs. Let's go with another fishy guy. Let's get another angler going. Yeah, they might try to snipe the armies. I don't think they will. Because I don't think that's got the fleet strength to deal with the stations. They're just bombarding the planet. Because then they'll try and land with that army. But it ain't gonna work. Because we should win this. Oh, we met some new aliens though. Like, the fleet's taken some licks, but it will win. And frankly, I suspect taking that back will be enough. Yeah, there we go, 100%. Come on, achieve war goals. There we go. Best possible outcome. They are no longer a valid rival. Merry Christmas, the war is over. So we're pushing down here. Build starbase. So that's opened up our routes around here. We've now got a bunch of excess starbases that we absolutely don't need. Like, that isn't a redundant starbase and we don't need it. Downgrade it. This one we keep because it's on the wormhole, so eventually we're going to need to upgrade it anyway. It doesn't need to be a double shipyard though. So we'll pop that over to being a hangar bay because it will eventually need to be that. Arguably we don't need that starbase anymore, but we'll leave it there for now. The important thing is we can heal you up. I think they basically emergency converted that into a starbase. We should get the research going on the things that we can do. So you go survey that. You get up there and do that. Dear Mother, the war is not like the posters. It's going much better than planned, and I hope to be home for Christmas. Even the most dour and cynical of the lads had agreed we were headed home soon. Please send fish cakes. The food is okay, but not as good as home cooking. Your son. Good work, Frogfragger. The birth of the galactic community. Yes, let us join this community. We're going to suddenly meet an awful lot of people. Little buzzy fly things. Right, you get down there. Because we do kind of want... I know we're massively over our Empire Sprawl. We can deal with that. But what we do want to do is just lock in
They wish to speak with
a
us.
bunch of these. Yeah. Everyone who wants an embassy can have them. Weird slug people. Weird... bear people? Weird oxen people.
Space charts updated.
It's a trap. No, we're fine. $21 over's fine. It's barely 20%. I mean, what we could do, actually we do need to do anyways, we need to build there and get some Halo theatres down. Theocratic Republic, there's your cult.
They wish to speak with us.
constantly amazes me that they still haven't fixed this bug. Right, that was blocking our trade network being functional. I mean, late game, if you've got a lot of good science going on, it's not the end of the world if you're massively over. Actually, we should go this way, because this is the stuff we want to lock
They
in.
wish to speak with us.
Who else is in the galaxy? The Diri Principality, a theocratic monarchy of evangelizing zealots. They sound fun. The Solorum Combine, they seem fishy. And they're a military dictatorship. We quite like them. So that's the galaxy shaping up.
They wish to speak with us.
The Farine Republic. There's a lot of theocratic people in this world, in this galaxy. A lot of them. There's a lot of theocratic people around.